Hi everyone, thanks so much for being here. My name is Kat and I make houseplant videos here on Good and Planty. If you just so happen to absolutely love this video, please consider liking it, commenting, subscribing, or following me on Instagram. All of these things help me grow my channel like a plant. I'm looking a little extra Russian today. We as humans, I think, are very impatient. We want the Instagram famous urban jungle and we want it now. So to help you achieve your little dreams, I will be sharing with you guys my 5 fastest growing houseplants. Now, if you are entering the winter months just like I am here in Philly, then you will probably experience some slower growth on these plants in the upcoming months. But overall this summer, these plants just grew crazy for me. So my first plant is so large that I will not be carrying it out here, but it is my Monstera Deliciosa. This plant has become a monster in my room. I had to basically reorganize that entire corner of my room just to accommodate how large this plant has gotten. The Monstera is okay with a broad range of light, but I do keep mine in a south-facing window where it does receive quite a bit of sunlight. It's a little bit pulled back so it's not burning, but it does get a lot of light. I only water it when it's completely dry because it does not like to stay moist, and even though humidity is nice for it, you don't really need it, so that's a big bonus for me. As it grows, you can choose whether you want it to just sprawl out, which is kind of what's happening with mine right now, or you can stake it and encourage it to grow upwards, which I will probably do eventually. The one thing I will say about the Monstera is that it is a fast grower, but it will grow so big. So if you are getting a Monstera and you plan on having it grow big, just be ready for the amount of space it's going to take up, especially if you are living in a smaller apartment. Okay, so next up is a plant that's a little bit popular on my channel. It is this Philodendron Micans. I love this plant so much. It's probably my favorite philodendron that I have in my house. I know, but this plant just absolutely took off this year and it just made me feel really like encouraged and energized to take care of my plants. So here it is, it's in my list. This guy will take probably like medium to bright indirect light. Mine is really close to the side of an east facing window, and it also does get a little bit of south facing window light, so it does get an adequate amount of light, and I think that has helped it just explode like that. Again, with this one, humidity is appreciated but not absolutely needed. It's not really super close to a humidifier or anything, and I haven't noticed any problems. If you want this plant to get big and the leaves be full, you should absolutely stake it up on a moss pole. That is really what transformed this Micans for me. When it was trailing, a lot of the leaves were getting smaller and the space between the nodes was getting longer, and then just the month that I staked this on a pole, it took off. So I absolutely recommend staking up your Philodendron Micans if you are looking for, you know, just really like satisfying growth. I also think I am going to drop a care video where I go more in depth on this plant because I have had a decent amount of success with it. So if that's something that you are interested in or not, please let me know down in the comment section. Okay, so plant number 3 is going to be kind of like 2 plants. Hold on. They are my Tradescantia Zebrinas. I think this is like deep purple or something, and then this is just the regular one. Both of these plants have grown so incredibly fast. I even took a propagation off of this one and I already have it potted up and ready to go because they root incredibly quickly. I find that putting it under grow lights has helped it keep bushy up top. I'll try to include like a little clip of what it looked like. It was from the grocery store haul I did a little while ago. If you're looking for a trailing plant that has some color to it and is a little fun, definitely recommend the Tradescantia Zebrina because Come on. As far as care goes, I would again recommend medium to bright and direct light. Water it only when it's dry. So for a plant this size in summer, I water it about twice a week. No humidity is really necessary for this plant. And again, you can have it trail upwards like this or just let it hang. Next up is a house plant favorite. It's pretty iconic. It is the spider plant. You just cannot go wrong with the spider plant, and that's just the truth of it. I will insert a picture of what this plant looked like when I first got it in the winter time. So I have not had it for that long at all, not even a full year, and it's already been potted up twice and it just will not stop. I absolutely recommend getting spider plants if you want to build up a little bit of like a jungly feel, because it will also pop out lots of babies that you can propagate and create more free plants for yourself. This plant was a baby from a friend, so it has not pushed out additional spider plants for me yet, but I will get there, and honestly I might give away those propagations as they come. As for care, I would say again medium to bright and direct light. I've had my other spider plant in a lower light condition and it really started to go downhill, so I would say light is very important for this plant. I water it when my moisture meter goes just below moist, and I do try to only water my spider plants with filtered or distilled water because they are a little bit sensitive to the minerals found in tap water. The one little special feature that I'll highlight about the spider plant is it does grow very quickly, as I said. Of course, it's in this video, but also just note that the roots are incredibly strong on this plant, so just be careful that it won't get too glued to the terracotta. If you think it's starting to outgrow its pot, definitely repot it immediately because the roots on these plants are just crazy. So it will get glued to your terracotta and you might damage the plant or have to break the terracotta. So just keep an eye on them. Look, I literally just repotted this plant and it's already doing this. I just repotted this in Soothing Sunday. See, I'm not lying. I'm not lying at all. Okay, and our last plant is my favorite plant. So if you are not new to this channel, you know what this plant is, but it is my Syngonium Albo vergata. Look how big this plant got. I need to stake it up on something because I do want it to grow up, and this used to be tall enough for it, but it no longer is, obviously. So I do have it leaning up against my bookshelf. Like, come on, need I say more? From June to mid-September, this thing has exploded and I need to reconsider how it's potted up even because it's grown so much. And it's just beautiful. Each leaf is a little surprise, you know, am I gonna get a half moon? Am I gonna get a white leaf? Am I gonna get this thing? I do have a Syngonium video out if you want in-depth information on Syngonium care, but in general, especially because this plant is variegated, I try to give it fairly bright light. So it's right under grow lights, and I don't let the soil completely dry out. Similar to the spider plant, I will water it when the moisture meter reads just below moist. Just because I love this plant so much, I do keep it pretty close to my humidifier because this is one of the plants I prioritize, but humidity is not super necessary. It's just kind of preferred, as with a lot of other plants. Okay, so those are my 5 fast growing plants that I absolutely recommend you guys to try out. They are all fairly easy care and can be really rewarding, especially to, you know, beginner plant owners. The one thing that I do want to mention before I wrap up this video is fertilizer. So of course I can't have a fast growing plant video without talking about fertilizer. On all of my houseplants that I've mentioned in this video, I use Espoma's all-purpose organic fertilizer. It is a balanced fertilizer that I dilute in a gallon of water, and then I just water my plants with that fertilized water every 2 weeks. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in my next video. Bye!